So let me show you importance why you need to do a pre-purchase car inspection, right? So this is 2016 Alfa Romeo Giulietta, right? And as you can see, it's in a good condition. Obviously, slight paint mismatches on the front bonnet, bumper, right? Some scrapes on the front bumper and underside of the bumper. Rear bumper slightly shade, slightly out. There is fish eyes developed on a previous respray. Some scratches, everything. The car is as good as could be, right? And an importance of the service history, right? As you can see, it has a full service history. Obviously, it's not a main dealer, but it's some sort of sensible service center, right? The timing belt will be done in 2022, right? So the cleanliness of the vehicle, as you can see, and wear, and you can see on the pedals, is very good. So it is 9 years, gonna be 10 years, so the cleanliness of the car is pretty kind of immaculate, right? What you would expect for a good used car. And why I'm circling back of the importance of the pre-purchase inspection, because obviously on a road test you got engine management light on, and the mode selections, normal and sport and dynamic, is not working. There's a signal range performance, right? So because I disconnected from the internet connection when I did the second scan, so this is not read out. So that's a DPF trap thing out of range, right? So looking on live data before, these are particularly the pressure sensor is fluctuating between between 1 and 0 millibars, right? And under load, it doesn't change, it stays same ways between 0 and 1 millibars. So it indicating a DPF issue, right? On a quick check, right? I can't see, obviously, any DPF physical interference, right? DPF removals or DPF deletion. There is a DPF pressure sensor. The pipe split, right? Obviously, all the readings, it doesn't read properly, so it will lead to the DPF blocking. Right? It still drives okay, So this is important why you need to have a look on a car, right? Because certain things you overlook. Obviously, on this situation, customer obviously view the car, draw the car, issue came on, seller promise is going to be rectified. Unfortunately, obviously, haven't, and I asked them for the proof. They said they just cleared the code, right? Obviously, that would never solve the issue. So it's a good car, probably the best Alfa Romeo I inspected for a while, in a condition as is. It just needs fixing and driving, So this is how you can eliminate the issues. And if there is certain issues which needs further monitoring, right? At least those faults are registered and they can be easily proved they've been present at the time of the purchase if there is something evident or potentially will lead to some issue, right? So it will be for you more easier to deal with the asking seller to rectify this issue, or if it leads to kind of abnormal engine failure down the line, after 6 months or within first 6 months, right? It will be easier for you to prove something and reject the car, So you will have a record, so you know what condition the car was, And if you bought this car, like the car was in a good condition, you're not going to blame seller straight away. Your car is in shit condition, right? And they sold you a shit car, because the classic thing I always say, people buy a car, they don't check, then they go to detailer, spend £500 on a detailing, right, let's say, or somebody goes and tints the windows, and then they say, oh, I feel like I just need to put a new oil in it, because it just feels like you. So most of the consumers spend money on a stupid stuff, right, which don't need spending money on, and the warning light comes on, and everyone automatically blames the seller, sold them a shit car, you know, and that's reality. Remember, new cars break down, but they got manufacturer's warranty. So as the used car can break down, so you automatically, when buying a new car, when the warning light comes on or losing power, you don't run to the main dealer and rejecting the vehicle, right? You bring it in, they're gonna fix it. So the more likely is in those 3 years of manufacturer's warranty, car might break down 2 or 3 times, right? But when you buy a used car, everyone automatically assumes I'm gonna reject this car. I bought a shit car. No, you check, and if it's gonna break down, if there are issues, they will be put on an inspection report, and you obtain appropriate extended warranty, you know, not Mickey Mouse warranty, which will always decline your claims, right? And obviously bear in mind, if you're buying an old car, 10-year-old or above, you're not gonna get the same good extended warranty options available in the market because the car is end of the lifetime going into scrapyard. So it's important to find the best car in the market, and the importance, as you've seen, a full service history, right? And every year it's been done, you know, so at least you know to go in the right direction when you're buying an older car. It's hard enough to buy a good 5-year-old car, so just remember, you know, check the car, don't blame the seller, you know, and get appropriate extended warranty and drive peacefully, you know.